Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, Jeff Lewis Live. Just got out of the shower, which is cutting it close, right? Anytime that I wash my hair and shampoo it or condition it, I should say, it always takes longer. So, anyways, I hate whenever I finish that, like literally 5-10 minutes before we go live. We are back normal. Thank you for plowing through the technical issue that Google and StreamYard was having yesterday. Everything should be back up as normal. We're in our normal spot on YouTube. Ooh, I'm hot. I shouldn't have put a sweatshirt on. I was feeling hot or cold, and now I'm not. We are over on TikTok, so thank you so much for joining on TikTok. If you want to get comfortable in comments, it's easier for me to read the comments on my YouTube. So join me on my YouTube channel at Sarah from Texas Podcast every weekday if you want to do that. Also, it goes up as a replay there. It does not go up as a replay on TikTok. So if you miss part of it, just pop over to YouTube and watch the rest of it. But thank you for tapping the screen. I'd very much appreciate it. Tap, tap, tap. It's free. Just like the live. I'd very much appreciate it. Michael Riley was first to comment today. He is poolside in Orlando. Hey, Shanda and Mary Kate and Dee and Kay Kitty. Kimberly J, Margaret, Raquel, shout out. Yes, YouTube was rough yesterday, but everything I think came up as normal. It just, the link was so a little behind the scenes, a little, post-production, pre-production podcast information is I have to create the live and choose to go on YouTube. And then once that was already created, by the time I realized there was technical issues, a couple of hours into it yesterday, I didn't know what it was. So I didn't realize to delete that, but I also couldn't even get on the app at all. It was giving me this huge error that said, I don't know, whatever it said yesterday. So I couldn't even get on it to correct it. I couldn't even get on it to get tech support from StreamYard, nothing. So when I went live on YouTube, it was like a different link, basically, if that explains anything. The link I normally use is a link that I can also then put up the audio podcast everywhere you get your podcast. So anyways, but yesterday I was on Instagram Live just because I gave y'all a little treat just because I was dealing with the technology issues. So normally we are on YouTube Live, and then lately I've been also going on TikTok Live. So thank you so much for joining. Get comfortable in comments. We love to hear where you're from. Make sure you're subscribed to me. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up. Make sure you're liking the live over on TikTok. I would very much appreciate it. Hey, Grandma Chickie. I don't know who you are, but I love that name. I want to be a Grandma Chickie one day. That's a cute name. Let's see what y'all are chatting about. I see y'all are chatting about the Cape Cod. Oh my gosh, darling. Oh, Shanda, how are the Canadian wildfires doing? It's not well, I don't really watch the news, but with everything going on in LA, it's not really making the news as much. And I guess there's some big stuff going on tomorrow all across the country. So prayers for everyone. This is not a political show at all, but everything affects us in one way or another. So just prayers that everything is smooth and safe for everyone tomorrow, because I do hear there's going to be a lot of planned not rioting, what's the word, picketing, protesting, whatever the word is. I don't want to say rioting because I don't even want to put that out in the air. What is that? That sounds delightful. Mike O'Reilly says my favorite place is the lobster pot. I have a beautiful watercolor painting of the lobster pot. It's so beautiful there. I have got to get up that way one day, especially maybe in the fall when all the trees are turning and everything. We don't really get that much. In Houston, I'm looking at my trees. We either get where the leaves just fall off. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see a yellow tree or a red tree, but they're very rare. We don't necessarily get 4 seasons here. We have summer, unofficial summer, I would say from like April, May to October, November. And then we have fall in November, December, and then winter is maybe sometimes January, February, maybe sometimes March. But March, it can be hot, it can be cold. Like our spring breaks are crazy. It's like chilly, it's hot, it's freaking all over the place. Oh my gosh. Wait, why? Oh, Raquel says, I skipped the first hour of Jeff Lewis Live because Rick and Kelly are always talking about money. Wasn't so bad today talking about money. But I'll give you the scoop of it all for sure. I mean, did they talk about, not really. They talked about, I mean, when is Rick going to pass away and Kelly's going to be a widow? Hey Tina at Huntington Beach. We just went out for brunch and had chicken and waffles and mimosas. So good. It's our day off. I love that. I am not opposed to that. Kimberly J says Orlando, Sarah from Texas meet up in the fall, baby. Oh my gosh. That would be so fun. So fun. So fun. I didn't feel like, did y'all think Kelly and Rick were annoying today? Thought they were less annoying, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's no reality TV to chat about today. I'm really only watching. I mean, I take that back. There are some shows I want to watch. I still haven't watched season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I can't believe I haven't watched it yet. I guess because nothing huge has come out of it. And I keep hearing how fake and produced it was and their fightings and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, Michael Riley, I would be delighted. He says, you better stay at my house. I feel like you would go all out like Doug Buden does. I feel like y'all are very similar styles where you would just have everything ready and so good and so nice. Oh my gosh, that would be my pleasure. My pleasure, as Chick-fil-A says. Anyways, so I haven't watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. What else am I waiting to watch? I am going to restart Friends from season 1, episode 1. I cannot wait to do that. I'm also kind of watching, as you know, Flipping Out season 7, only because 6, 7, and 8 are on Netflix, which is just super easy for me to watch. They're actually all available. All 10, 11 seasons are available on my DirecTV. And you know what? I've got the DirecTV app. I need to figure that out because I do have the DirecTV app. And you know what? As much as we pay for DirecTV, good Lord, I need to utilize that. But first of all, I've got to get my phone. If anyone has any tech savvy help, things are not attaching to my phone. So AirPods, these other AirBuds I used to have, these $27 Amazon AirBuds I just bought are not connecting. It says won't connect or something. So I've already reset my phone twice. So annoying. I'm kind of wondering. Kimberly J says you can totally skip season 2 of TikTok Moms Mormon Wives. Wow. I hate that it wasn't very good. Oh, I love that. Michael Riley chats with Doug a lot. He's great. I love that. My kitchen is beautiful. Whose kitchen? Not mine. I mean, I haven't really updated it in a while. What else am I trying to watch? I did watch, my kids are watching Love Island, and I'm trying to explain that, hey, I know I don't know her, but Ariana Madix is from my show Vanderpump Rules, and they're kind of like, yeah. Like they're clueless about Scandal. They're clueless that she's dating a new guy. I was like, geez Louise. Anyways, but there are some shows I'm trying to watch. I just can't think of what they are on my DVR. As y'all know, I'm going through a phase of not watching true crime. I think real life news and everything that's going on in the world and the country, some awful, world news last night that the TV just happened to be on. I'm like, oh, anyway, so I'm not really watching even true crime right now. I think what's going on with Diddy and Karen Reed, I think that's enough that I'm paying attention to. You know what I mean? Oh, I love that. Hey, Marita, she's catching a live while she's waiting to get a haircut. I love that. Shout out, Marita. Oh, Sarah Colonna. Yeah. Get it. So Sarah Colonna hosted Cooking Kibitz at her house last night. Yes, I bet that house is beautiful. I don't know where it's at in LA. Has she ever said where I feel like she lives in the Valley, but I could be, I have no idea all those different areas. I don't know where she lives. Anyway, Sarah Colonna. Okay, so on the first hour was Kelly Dodd and Rick Leventhal. I don't think I realized they have a 15 and a half, almost 16-year age gap. Kelly's going to be 50 years old soon, so he's planning this big trip to take her, I think, to Europe or somewhere. Did he really say? No, I feel like it's like, was it like Turkey and somewhere. Where is he? Where did he say he's taken her? I feel like it's somewhere I didn't expect him to take her. It wasn't like Italy or Paris or something like that. But anyways, Jameson and Brandon, big day. I'm so excited for them. This is the first time they've ever, either one of them, Frank, Brandon, and Jameson, have ever lived with someone. So Jameson is, I think, around 42. I'm assuming Brandon is around the same age. They are cleaning out his old apartment. Brandon, I'm assuming, is cleaning out his apartment, and they move into their condo tomorrow that they're renting. They didn't buy it together. I do have a feeling they'll be together forever. I hope they're so happy. I hope they buy a place together one day, but I am so excited for them. I think they even have 2.5 bathrooms. So Jameson can use whichever bathroom he feels most comfortable in. They could even set up shop where Jameson has his permanent own bathroom, where Brandon has his permanent own bathroom. They have a half bath powder room for the guests. Like, I'm so, yes, I do feel like it was Thailand and Vietnam. Yes, I think that sounds right. Melissa says he's talked about it on their show. He's taken her for 50th, Thailand, and I think Vietnam. I think that is where he's taken her for sure. Raquel says, how do they have money to send the daughter abroad? Well, I mean, it's probably, I don't know how much the American University of Paris is, but they did talk about Jolie's going to go there for a second year, and then she's hoping to transfer to UCLA. So I don't know. I think, is UCLA private? Why do I feel like UCLA is a shit ton of money? Are public schools, is UCLA cost? Let's see. Cost of attendance. Depends on whether you're a California resident or a non-resident. In-state tuition and fees are about $14,000. So I'm assuming they're about the same as everywhere. So about $24,000-ish. Living expenses and food can add another $18,000. So that's actually closer to $30,000-ish, $32,000. And that's probably just a California thing versus anyone else. So it is a public university, I'm assuming. But okay, so Melissa said it's about 38,000 residents. So which they are. They live in Newport or wherever it is. So, oh wait, Michael, she apologized to you? What happened? I'm dying to know. Come on at the end of the show. Would you click the button to come on the StreamYard? Would you? See if it'll work, actually. I'm going to put the invite. I'll type it again. If you can come on today. I know you are in the pool, but I do want to hear your story about about Kelly Dodd apologizing to you. That was big. I mean, Kitty, Kelly has said that her ex Michael was paying like $6,000 or $8,000. I mean, not a lot. I think Rick has really stepped up, but also whatever Kelly does and gets money from these influencer things that she does, and content creation and doing the smash every day. I'm assuming that's how they, thank goodness she only has one kid, because it is coming from someone with 5 children, it's very expensive for sure. Kimberly J says, OMG, I'm one that will talk a big game, but never trash online because I'm a wimp. Yeah, Kelly Dodd will come for you. Whether you trash her or not, she'll come for you. Anyways, so excited for Jameson and Brandon. I can't wait to hear all the stories. I want to hear the first time a toilet is clogged. I want to hear the first time they fight about who's going to vacuum. I don't know. I'm just so excited for them. I just love them waking up together every single day, like getting ready for work, coming home to each other, cooking dinner, going to get takeout. Like, I don't know. It just sounds like new love. Thank you, Robin. Robin is always good. Thank you, everyone else that are liking the live over there. I really, really, really appreciate it. Please tap the screen to like the live. It just lets other people know that we're here. So appreciate it. Okay. Does anyone for 1 second believe that Jeff or Shane didn't know anything about them being on TMZ the other night? Even I got it sent to me. So I love TMZ. I've watched it forever. I love all the people. I get sad when somebody leaves because they never announce that they're leaving. Just all of a sudden they're gone. I get excited when new people join TMZ. So I love that show. So I record it every day. So when somebody texted me or DM'd me the other day, the video of Jeff being on it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. I'll be watching it soon. Well, today is Friday. I got that sent to me from about 4 different people afterwards. So I know a ton of chumps watch TMZ also. They obviously recognize that there was a Lou Boo Boo story about Jeff. A caller calls in today and says, "Hey, I was watching TMZ the other day and you were on." Well, so then they're trying to find it. And he's like, and she was like, "Oh, you look so cute." And she was surprised that they showed a picture of him in Monroe and was wondering if Gage was upset about that. And Jeff's like, "I don't know if Gage knows about it." Well, I promise you, chump listeners or people that don't even like Jeff, I promise you have watched that TMZ and sent that to Gage and Scott for darn sure. Like I said, if people send me stuff that they know I'm probably going to get and watch, because I do watch TMZ and I've made that known to everybody, I'm pretty sure Jeff knew about it. So I don't know why he acted like he didn't know about it. It's almost like he doesn't ever want to promote anything he's on or act like he knows. It's almost like this. He's like the opposite of promoting himself or getting excited for things. Like he probably, I mean, I assume he had nothing to do with the TMZ, video thing that was on. I don't know. Yeah. Raquel says, Jeff just likes to poke Gage. He knew he was just acting like he didn't know. I wish we had video to see his face reaction. Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Michael Riley's explaining how the apology came. Hold on. She put my face from my Instagram up on the screen on her podcast. I was never more surprised that wanting to see that fighting with me. Wow. Thank you, Christopher. Remind everybody to hit the like button. Raquel says he's still in love with Stu. He asked Monica questions regarding Stu after she told him she bumped into him. So apparently he bumped into her at the grocery store and he was like, "Oh, is that for him?" Meaning, are you buying groceries? So I'm sure, I don't know that Stu listens to radio, but I'm sure people tell him, "Oh, Monica works for him now. Monica's the house manager. She buys the food." So when, Stu is a chef. So I'm assuming he was probably buying food if he's either for himself or if he still does the chef evening work for that one family. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about that in a long time. But yeah, I mean, Jeff was like, "Oh, I don't know what Stu's doing." The caller said, or I know, I think it was Kelly Dodd was asking. And then Kelly Dodd said, like, "I'm so glad you got rid of him." And I'm like, "Oh my God, Kelly." Because I thought they all liked each other and hung out whenever they were, I guess she was just faking it. I don't know. You think so? Oh, Krista says, "I can't get over how disrespectfully Jeff Lewis treated Ty in New York, walking in front of him like a tag along. It was shameful." I don't know. Michael Riley says, "I keep Stu well informed," meaning Michael Riley, not me, the I. Sue hung out with Ellie Dodd. She talked about how much she hated. Oh, Stu. Dee says, "I thought Stu hung out with Kelly Dodd and the rest of those other ladies. She talked about how much she hated him." Oh, she did. Okay, I just forgot. Krista says, "Love, love, love, Stu." Michael Riley says, "The Stu magazine spread was great." I did see that. Who sent me that? A lot of y'all sent me that. I don't remember what the thing was. Gina says, "Does anyone listen to My Addiction with Megan Weaver? It's real," in her stepsister, half sister, whatever it is. "It's really good. She talks about a narcissist in her life that always puts her down. ... Jeff." Yeah, I think so too. Raquel says, "Kelly just goes with the waves." Like, really, what did Stu do to her for that response? Yeah, I mean, I think if Jeff likes somebody, she's just going to like them or not be honest with him because, what's it going to help to tell Jeff the truth, right? I mean, I don't know. We FaceTime while he was in Palm Springs poolside. Oh, nice. So Michael Riley and Stu are like this. What did Stu do to Kelly? Louise says, no idea, right? Bravo and Stone says, "I really enjoy the My Addiction podcast." So that's good to know. Hopefully she's doing really well. I mean, a lot of y'all have sent me messages saying that she kind of alludes or maybe doesn't mention Jeff's name, but she talks a lot about that, she felt kind of pushed down and now she's kind of coming into her own, that maybe she couldn't be as successful without him. So, I hope she's doing really well. I've met her so many times and she is nothing but nice. So I absolutely wish the best for her. And obviously Stu also. Yes, Raquel says, I do miss Stu. His back and forth with Jeff was funny, LOL. I mean, even the pauses and I mean, it was content, right? Like it was actual content. Now I feel like it's interior, drink and, this content creator thing, this and wise beauty, this. I mean, it just seems like everybody is trying to plug the products. Jamie was today. Kelly Dodd was today. Jeff was talking about wise beauty. Obviously, he's talking about the interior thing next weekend in Las Vegas. I mean, it's just like, feel like everyone is just trying to, do all of that. But somehow somebody brings up, I think it was Kelly, but brings up, is Scott still dating his ex Gage, or is Gage still dating Jeff's ex Scott? And he says, yes, but that's actually a really good thing. He said, Scott is nothing but great. He's a really good guy. And he always had a great relationship with Monroe. And he said, he's happy he's in the house. So I have no idea. I believe Scott owns a house in Hancock Park. I think Gage rents a house in Hancock Park. So I have no idea if they've moved in together, if they just keep their separate places. Obviously, financially, I mean, now it's been, how long have they been dating? Like 2 years. I mean, it's been a while, right? Wait, what? Oh, Mabu says, remember he said at a dinner towards the end of his and Jeff's relationship, F you, Kelly. She was angry. Yeah, do you remember something like that? Charlie Charles says, hey, Charlie Charles. He, they, she, it. When it comes to Kelly Dodd, she wants to be who she's not. Kelly posts all of her millionaire friends' life. They all shy away from the camera because wealthy people don't flaunt their wealth like Kelly. Yeah, and I think that's why, we would always look at her content whenever she was out with Jeff, because we were like, she will post him. She'll post a video where he could be picking his nose and he won't even know about it. Joetta says, Kelly is a total suck up to Jeff Lewis, always on the best behavior on his show. He should be with her 24/7. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. Bravo and Stone says, I believe the podcast is a great look into her life outside of Jeff, talking about the My Addiction with Megan Weaver podcast. I also find the reconciliation between her and Megan and Heather McDonald interesting. Yeah, I find all of that interesting. The Julie, it almost sounds like when people graduate high school, maybe they go to college with someone that they didn't like in high school, and then they start talking and they're like, oh, that girl told me you wanted my boyfriend. It's like, no, I didn't. That girl just didn't want us to be friends. So, people do some interesting things to people. Obviously, I've had it done to me in this whole podcasting world. And I don't understand why people can't just be truthful and honest. And even if someone does upset them, then have a conversation. Like, people do make mistakes, but I have had so many outright lies and exaggerations said and done about me that it's just literally disgusting from grown ass people. Like they're in 7th grade or something. It's just disgusting. Oh yeah. Gina says, Megan said that the fight with Heather McDonald was why she stopped drinking. I also think she mentioned a couple of times the last night that she was at Universal Studios or whatever it's called, the Fright Night type thing that Jeff takes them all on. And they were talking about she was kind of wasted and doesn't remember any of it. She was like, look, I don't want to be at a place where I don't remember this stuff. You know what I mean? It's like she pretty much admits she was kind of passed out and drunk. Yeah. Maybe says, to quote Lisa Rinna, Kelly's so angry all the time. By the way, I meant to say this at the beginning. We are going to talk about the Traitors 4 list, who's going to be on the cast, and then the news that Andy Cohen got that's going to make him happy financially and make me happy. Yeah, Kimberly J says, I gained respect for Megan and Heather McDonald for the healing of that friendship. Took both of them a lot to admit their wrongs and heal from that. And alcohol. All the bad decisions come from drinking. Charlie Charles says, just imagine if Kelly Dodd didn't suck up to Jeff Lewis. She wouldn't have any link to Bravo at all. I mean, I don't think she has a hope for Bravo at all. I mean, I really think Ultimate Girls Trip is done. I think if anything, they would have brought her back for an Ultimate Girls Trip. But I think she's done with Bravo. I really do. I just can't imagine. No, I don't think so. Does Jeff pay for Gage's place? I don't think so. That's not in the whatever anyways. They don't have to do that or whatever. Yeah, you have to have the money to pay the cards. Oh, I've been in and out quietly since. Oh, Bravo and Stones have been watching the Diddy trial. So why? Tell us, Bravo and Stone, why did Kanye and his wife go to see? Were they in the thing? Like I don't know. I just saw that they went into the courthouse or something. I don't know. Anyways, so he did say it was a good thing that Scott and Gage are together. It's really good. He said Monroe really loves her. You know, the Scott, the little brother, Scott Stone, the little boy of Scott. And, you know, if they're together, if they're practically living together, which I don't know what they are, you know, she probably sees Stone a lot. So, anyways, but then he goes in and talking about like how they fight lately over nutrition, like what Monroe is eating, her tutoring, was she going to be held back in second grade or not? If, you know, Jeff is getting this tutor for twice a week, I'm sorry, the weeks that he has her this summer. And then he was reaching out to Gage saying, hey, do you want the tutor to come to your house also? And he's like, he agreed to one day, but said she has to come to his house, which kind of makes sense, right? Like, where else would it be? Like, you know, but I think he should pay for that on his days. But I think the way Jeff, and he hasn't mentioned the trying to get full legal custody in a while, and hopefully he won't talk about that for the benefit of his whatever. I think that's all going to be tied in. I don't think he's going to talk about that stuff. I think he's going to want to pay for it because I think with full legal custody, that includes all schooling decisions, which I guess would be tutoring, and medical decisions. So very interesting there. It has nothing to do, again, though, with co-parenting, like custody, child custody. I think he still wants to split that week with them, or, you know. Chris says Kanye believes Diddy is being unfairly targeted. We all know how much credibility that holds. Ugh, can't even. Yes, happy Father's Day in advance to all the dads on Sunday coming up. Gina says it's more than addiction to substances, but also addictive personalities and why you tolerate people that are low-key abusing you mentally. Oh, is that what their podcast is about? Is that what you mean? I mean, I hope not, Teresa. Sad for Rick. I think Kelly may run him dry of all of his money. I think he's better. I mean, he's what, 66 years old or so. I think he's probably pretty good with making financial decisions. He's, you know, been in this business a long time. I think he understands how, you know, you can have a show one week and not have it next year. You can be making $1 million. You can make this amount of dollars. So I think he understands the highs and lows of this business, and you got to kind of keep some money in the bank and not spend it all. And obviously, let's think, when did they start? I feel like they met over COVID, right? I know they met at a party, I think, that either Ramona Singer was hosting. Who introduced them? I feel like, didn't somebody introduce Rick and Kelly, or maybe they met at one of his parties and she didn't know him at the time in the Hamptons or something? I don't know. Yeah, Kay Kitty says Kelly and Rick are madly in love with each other. They're just fine. Yeah, I think they are too. And I think all the joking about her being a widow and all that is, you know, just joking. Ramona did fix them up. Wow, I thought that's what I remembered. How interesting. Wow, Ramona Singer, the fixer-upper. Is she still with some dude? I felt like she was dating a guy too. Anyways, don't forget Thursday of next week, it will be off. No Jeff Lewis live. I probably won't go live either, but I will let y'all know. It will be a Juneteenth holiday. So then, of course, they started joking because, you know, Jeff is dating Ty, which he's African-American. It made Jameson very uncomfortable. He's like, you know, just stop with this conversation. Kelly is 3% African-American based on her myancestry.com or whatever. So it just got a little interesting. I was like, I wish we had videos so I could see Jameson going and just like pushing buttons, like, you know, alert, like stop. Yeah. Charlie says the reason Kelly Dodd posts so many YouTube lives is to get the money. $1.99, $5 from her same viewers. Yeah. Oh, but we were up, Krista. We were up live on YouTube. I know, just the link didn't work. I was on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. So if you missed yesterday and want to watch it, the live is up like normal on my YouTube page from yesterday, Thursday. It's just the link that was put up for StreamYard was wrong because StreamYard was having an issue. So, oh my gosh, tea with Tambo. Hello. Thank you for all of your kindness the other day. It meant a lot. My husband passed away on Wednesday and he isn't suffering anymore. I'm doing okay. I'm really sorry, tea with Tambo. I'm so glad that he's not suffering, and I'm so glad that you're doing as well as you possibly can. Please lift Tea with Tambo and all of her family up in your prayers and good thoughts. That would be amazing if y'all could let her know that we're wrapping our Chumpette love around her. That's very sweet. Yes, we knew that he was in hospice. And Michael Riley says, I was thinking about you yesterday, Tea with Tambo, and I was wondering what was happening. Peaceful moments. Very sweet, very sweet. I'm so very sorry. Life is not always a bowl of cherries, as they say, right? Or is that the word? I don't know what it is. Krista says, you poor angel, prayers going up for you. I'm so sorry. We are our you are our family. Love, love, love to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending T prayers for comfort and serenity. Thank you. Very sweet, very sweet. Oh gosh, sorry. I got all emotional. Well, I'm not sorry for that, but anyways, Kelly was talking about her daughter Jolie's school. So she's home for the summer from American University of Paris and will go back there for a second year. So again, I don't know what that costs. Let's look up what American University of Paris costs. Because it could be about the same. I have no idea. Paris cost of attendance. Also depends on what apartment you get. Okay. Mabu, what do pounds mean? The tuition cost for last year, or wait, for 2026, 2025, 2026 is 18,000 pounds per semester. Does that mean full-time tuition per semester? Then there's a health fee, total per semester, 19,000 pounds. For the full academic, additional cost, living expenses, housing, flying her back, food, personal expenses, and a one-time orientation of 500 pounds. Wow. So how many semesters do they have? Oh my gosh. No wonder they're asking for $5 from people on YouTube. That's a ton of money. Yes, Mabu says, my heart literally skipped a beat for you when I read this, Tea with Tambo. Yes, all of our prayers and condolences for you. I had no idea it was that much, but also Shannon Bedore is paying that, unless her ex David Bedore is paying for some of that. Like, I don't know, because one of their kids was there for maybe a year, maybe two. I'm not really sure. Yes, it was euros, but I don't know what that means. Ray Day said Kelly called Jolie the maid yesterday. Anyways, interesting. Okay, on the second hour was they also talked about Jolie's job and how she works as a hostess / helping with the wait staff at this nice restaurant in the OC, and this guy was really rude to her. And I was like, haven't you worked there long enough to have experience of that? Like, she went to the bathroom and called her mom, and Kelly was like, well, go tell your man. Sorry, I'm icing my foot, so I'm twirling the ice thing around on my foot to keep it iced. Like, why would you go to the bathroom and call your mom? Like, seems like you would instantly go to your boss and be like, hey, this is what's going on. But she is only 18 years old, so I get it. Charlie Charles says, that's why Rick has 2 jobs and Kelly is bragging that she too has a job. Well, I mean, they do go live 5 days a week, and then they do their Patreon, and they do a Patreon on Sunday. They used to. Oh, Michael Riley says, Tea with Tambo, email him. So if you have his email, or I don't know, can you send messages on YouTube? I feel like you can't. Yeah, Cecile says, actually, I think Rick and Kelly have a hustle, and if it's working for them, more power to them. Right. I mean, they definitely have fans. I think they go for an hour, though. I was trying to look it up. When they first started, it was like 25 minutes a day. just kind of this little recap. But I do think it's an hour now, which obviously gets them more money. Now, I don't make diddly squat on mine, but they get a lot more viewers. I mean, I literally get like 20 bucks a day, 25 sometimes. It really depends on how many views you get, how long people watch it. So if anyone ever wants to put my YouTube on in the background or whatever, give me a view, whether you're listening as a podcast or not, I would totally appreciate it. A greasy soul. Kay Kitty says, Kelly and Rick have to hustle because they have a lot of bills and Michael doesn't pay much, which I kind of wonder. $25,000 per semester, but that's only tuition. Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Oh, Smileen says, sometimes I find that people are working all of their psychological issues via the characters we see on the screen, like Kelly, etc., and MJ triggers me like crazy. Yeah, I mean, definitely a life they choose to work and to allow their daughter to go to that school. If I hope they're paying for it and not putting it on loans or what have you, because that is a lot of money to pay off. And, you know, especially starting at 50 and 66 years old, like, you know, Rick is, and Rick's, you know, that's not his biological kid. I would hope Michael gave her a really good divorce settlement. I mean, seriously, the way she talks, they had a shit ton of money. You know what I mean? What does that mean? Gina says, you have to leave the sound on slightly to get credit for watching YouTube, according to Ace from Reality Court. Oh, good to know. Yes, so put the sound on a little bit and just walk out of the room. Oh, goodness. Oh, Cecile says, I love, hate, love, hate relationship with some of these podcasts. Not you, Sarah. Thank you. I wonder, I mean, I know they're older, but I don't think he has a great relationship with all of his kids. Does he have 2 adult kids? I know he has more than one. Kay Kitty says, I wonder if Rick's kids get jealous of Jolie. Well, and you know, there's a lot of this going on with second marriages where people end up having a kid together. So then they are financially responsible for them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Charlie says, do you get paid from YouTube when people leave in and out of the post, pre-recorded or live? I really have no idea. I don't know how it works. They don't tell me all of that. They just, I don't get any of that details from them. I can just see if a video gets 2,000 views, which is about my norm, give or take, I get about $25 to $28 from that. And then if I total, like not a day, like total, like if it gets 1,700 and the next day it gets 300, because I go live every day, I don't really get a lot of replays. Like my videos might get replayed a year later, a month later, whatever. But my lives, because they're so topical, I don't think people really rewatch those because we go live every day. But they don't give me all those details. So who knows? I can't imagine. I don't know how they're making so much. I think they just get a lot of super stickers and all those kinds of gifts and stuff. I would imagine, I'm just guessing, don't care, not my business, not my bank account. I would assume they make most of their money off Patreon. But I'm only thinking of one person I know that told me they make all their money off Patreon, like hardly any from YouTube. They just use YouTube to promote their stuff and hopefully get them over to Patreon. So there's a lot of people that, you know, are on everything because you hope, you know, they'll watch and you'll get a little bit of money off of everything. But there's definitely platforms that pay a little bit more. So anyways. Oh, Smalene says, isn't it the other way around? Rick's parents don't speak to him because they're very liberal and he is conservative. Oh, that makes me sad. Rick's parents don't speak with him. Thank you. Tiwa Tamba says, oh, thank y'all so much. I had to pause a minute. Michael Riley, send her your email. I truly appreciate you all so much, so much. That is so much money. Maybu says 23,000 in euros is nearly $27,000 in US dollars. That is a lot. Christina says, did you send me an IG request to Michael Riley? I would just like to think they have one kid. They divorced when she was like, what, 10, 11, or 12? Clearly, we remember the divorce on Real Housewives of Orange County, but I would like to think that he paid enough for her to go to college. Because, I mean, you know, that's an expense that they would have paid if they would have been together. And I'm okay if he's only paying half, like now that they're divorced. I'm okay with that. I mean, she has a job. You know, Kelly, she's remarried, but I would like to think that he's paying a big chunk. And I think I've heard Rick and Kelly say he's only paying about $8,000 to help. So that is not a lot with that big price. Okay, on the second hour was Jamie Kennedy and MJ came on. Jamie just took this great trip to Milan and Lake Como, as he was saying, although I think it's Lake Como in Italy, for his 55th birthday. And also a friend's daughter was getting married. He obviously went with his longtime girlfriend, Alyssa, who is Jeff's, one of his nannies. I haven't really told any Alyssa stories lately, right? He doesn't really talk about that. You know what I mean? Anyways, but then this guy calls in about the whole, remember the guy that called in a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, saying that he was going to fly to Korea because it was cheaper to get all these spa things that he wanted to get done. Well, he did it. He said his skin looks amazing. He's getting so many compliments. But he also let us know that the salmon sperm facial that everyone's talking about, it's not FDA approved in the US. So if anyone's getting it done here, it's either on the black market. Who wants black market salmon sperm? Ugh. Or you have to go over to Korea where it is approved. I think he said when he called in the first time that the prices were so much better in Korea. So I don't know. I guess if he got the deal of a century like Jamie did on his flight tickets to Europe, he basically said he paid like economy plus because it was like $800, which is a great price for, you know, no layovers, nothing, straight from, I guess, LA to Milan. And on the way back, there was hardly anyone on the flight because he said nobody's coming to the US, which is alarming, right? Right? Like we need the tourist money also. We need the, you know, all that money. There's so many, you know, resorts and things that people rely on all that money in cities. So I don't know. Yeah, that was interesting. Cecile says, I'm going to watch the Shaw's reboot. So when Reza was on the other day, Jeff made one tiny mention, like, are y'all done filming? And he said, oh, I can't talk about any of that. MJ was always the one acting like she knew nothing about it, like she was denying everything, like nothing. And then today she must have said 2 or 3 times, oh, we're about to finish filming. Oh, we were filming this scene. I invited, and then Jamie tells the whole story. So we know the other day they talked about on Wednesday that they had this big scene where all these extras, because a lot of chumps were invited, and MJ was going to give this tour, this open house of this $3 million home. And Jeff was like, oh, it was funny. She didn't know anything about it. It was whatever. Jamie thought when she sent this kind of mass invite and this letter to be signed for like him to be on camera, and he sent to his attorney, he like spent money on his Uber. He spent money driving back, whatever. He thought it was more of like a one-on-one, like maybe they were going to have coffee together. Maybe they were going to do her podcast with Till the Dirt. And instead he gets there and he realizes there's like 80 people. Leod is there. Ryan Bailey is there. LaKendra Tooks is there. Reza was there. MJ's, you know, whoever's assistant, whoever that was. It was interesting because he was like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not hanging around for this. I'm not going to be in the background. Like, it's not 1989 where I need to be in the background of some, you know, reality TV. So she apologized. They had a little powwow and, you know, hugged it all out and everything. So I think they end filming very soon and she wants to have him up for coffee or to do their podcast where it would be recorded. And then it would just be him and Tommy and MJ all together. So then he would get a lot more camera time because basically he said everyone was walking around trying to get camera time. And he was like, I'm not here for this. Like, he's very cheap. He's like, I don't have a car, or what did he say? His driver's license expired, so he can't drive. He said, my sticker on my car is expired. I'm like, dude, you're why just not go? Like, if you're going to spend over $130 to Uber, maybe you just didn't need, I think he just wanted to go though. Yeah, I think so too. Raquel says Jamie just wanted to acknowledge that he's an actual actor, so he felt he was just there. Yeah, he didn't want to be background, whatever. Okay, but Liat, he sees Liat and implies that she's a little lit, like a little drunkaroo. And he says, oh, you know, I'm going to go get some water. And she says, well, why don't you go get an interior drink? And he goes, what's interior? I mean, literally, he was like, barraged. She was like, you don't know what my product is. He was on the list to be in Las Vegas next week. And the reason that they kind of booted him aside and let Ryan Bailey be invited is because he had this 90s con or whatever, some con like across the country that was going to end at noon. Then he had to get on a flight and get to Las Vegas. And he said he could get there by, they're like, never mind. Like, it's only a 24-hour thing. It's kind of this big group thing. Like, never mind. Jamie just found out on the radio that he was booted from that. So that like is kind of unprofessional to me, because you shouldn't, like, he could have booked another gig that night. Maybe he could have stayed in the city he was in. Maybe he has a friend and he could have had a drink. Well, he didn't drink, but, gone to dinner with somebody. Maybe he could have done a second show or something. I mean, if he thinks he's booked out and going to be in Las Vegas for then, you should kind of know before, a week before. And he just literally found out. I thought that was very interesting, because even Jeff was like, did Leon not tell you this? And he's like, I mean, I don't think so. Very interesting. Raquel says Jamie didn't want his colleague actors to see him trying to be in a reality TV show. I mean, maybe so. D says, I think that's why Jeff cut him. Wait, why, D, did you say? I feel like my voice is going out. Am I chatting with y'all too much? Rick started working again because of this. Oh, Nancy Moon says Kelly didn't get anything for Jolie for college from Michael, her ex-husband. Her dad, Michael, did pay a little towards her rent for a living, but Kelly shamed him into doing that. Rick started working again because of this. Man, that's a lot of money to work. I mean, that's a lot of money to pay for her to go to college but I don't think I think Kelly wants her to graduate from UCLA, and I don't think she was going to get in. I think she got this back way, a lot of schools that are hard to get into, you have to like go somewhere else and then make the grades like a 3.5, like she said, at this American University of Paris. And then you apply as a transfer student. So much easier, but most people don't want the 2 years somewhere else. But I mean, then again, it's freaking Paris. So why would you not want that? I haven't watched it, and except for that one interview with Jeff Lewis. Krista said Liat has such great energy on her podcast with MJ. MJ is just noise, but Liat has a good soul. It was so interesting because when I did watch the YouTube of Jeff Lewis and the Scary Sherry, I did kind of feel like MJ just kind of sat there like she was second fiddle, and it was very odd because she's such a strong personality and does her own podcast for like 2 years now with her husband. Maybe 3 years they've had Till the Dirt. Sorry, my eye is itching. So interesting. Charlie Charles says Kelly is alienating his family to make sure Rick's money goes to her only. And by the way, Rick's parents are in their 90s. Oh, that makes me sad if they're not in good communication with them. Hopefully they are. Kimberly Joy. Somebody called from work. So annoying. How dare interrupt my fun? Exactly. How dare the work take you away from us? Cecile says, who is Liat? So Liat is somebody that Jeff was hired by on Flipping Out. So if you watch about, I don't know, season 4, maybe, I have no idea. Liat and her very wealthy husband hired Jeff to redo a house. And he's stayed friends with her all these years. And like they have play dates with their daughters, and I think they go on vacations together somewhat. And I think she used to come on the podcast on Jeff Lewis Live a little bit. Don't think she's been on in a long time though. Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a long time. It wasn't bad. Melissa, does anyone listen to Mercedes' podcast called Till the Dirt? Oh, is it bad? Maybu says no podcast is as boring as Harry and Lisa's. So I did listen to Lisa Rinna and Harry, whatever his name is, first podcast. And it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as profesh as I thought it would be. Ray Day says Kelly is so fake nice to the daughter of his that visits, and they both bash his other daughter. Oh no. So he has 2 daughters, and then 2 biological daughters. And then he has, I don't know. Kay Kitty says, how does Liat get her money? I don't know, but they've had money, a lot of money since they were on Flipping Out. So, because clearly they hired Jeff Lewis, and I think they had a big house. Don't remember much about their house. I know eventually, I feel like she and her husband separated, but I don't think they divorced. Don't y'all feel like she separated from him on on Flipping Out, and then they've been together ever since. So clearly they, got back together. Yeah. Cecile says I'm gonna have to go look at those episodes of Flipping Out. I mean, watch all the episodes of Flipping Out. I think they're so good. So good. But anyways, what else? Okay, the Traitors cast. Let's go over the Traitors 4 cast. Very interesting. Did y'all see that Donna Kelsey is going to be on it? The mom of Travis and whatever. So Dorinda, so Traitors season 4, Dorinda Medley, Lisa Rinna, Candace Bassett from Potomac, Caroline Stanberry, Portia Williams. Those are all the Bravo celebrities. Some Survivor people, Rob, Yam, Natalie, Amazing Race, 2 Big Brother contestants, Ian Terry and Tiffany Mitchell, and Bachelor. Oh, I didn't see this. Colton Underwood is going to be on there. So he's going to leave his little baby. Dancing with the Stars, Mark Ballas, RuPaul's Monet Exchange. I might be saying these names wrong. Top Chefs, Kristen Kish, Love Island's Mara Higgins and Robert Roush. Tara Lipinski, Johnny Weir, a comedian named Ron Bunches, Stephen Coletti, who's an actor, Michael Rappaport, and then Donna Kelsey, and a pop singer, K-pop singer, Eric Nam. That's a lot of people. Damn, that's a lot of people. No, a different Krista. Oh, you're surprised Candace is doing it? Very interesting. Oh, why do you say that? Wait. Hold on, Krista. Dorinda is such a mess. Does Jeff talk to Krista anymore, the earring liar? No, I don't think so. I think he said he wishes her well, but I don't think they're friends anymore. But, they went off on not being friends for like 1.5 years, 2 years also. Where did I get that list? I saw it circulated, so it's on one of the, it's a picture, so I don't really have where it came from. Anyways, it's a picture of it, So I guess they'll go soon because I think they announce it when they're going soon, but I don't know. Strange group, someone said. It's a lot of people. I guess I forget. I only watched season 2 in its entirety when MJ was on. And then I watched like 1 episode of season 1 where Brandi Glanville was on. I just couldn't get into it. It's just not my jam. The dark, it looks wet. It looks cold there. Like nothing about Scotland I want to go to. And just, I didn't like the games and the breakfast. I don't know, just those competition shows just aren't my jam. You know what I mean? Yes, Michael Rappaport and all those housewives. He's got to be dying. Yeah, Kimberly, he'll love that. Oh, Michael Riley says I'm gathering dirt for all of us on Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Cecile says fix your face, fix your wig, fix your teeth. Oh my gosh, so good, so good. I cannot wait. And the Watch What Happens Live news is it got renewed. So I saw this before Andy posted it, but Andy posted it also. It's in his stories. Let me find it. Watch What Happens Live was renewed to, I think, 2027. Watch What Happens Live was renewed through 27 at Bravo. They will continue as the renewed late night talk show through 2027. So that's good news. This year was its 5th, or maybe 2024 was its 15th anniversary. Anyways, good news for Andy Cohen. Andy freaking Cohen. Anyways, well, we are going to wrap things up a little bit early unless you'll have something to say. Let me know in comments. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. Y'all, there is 15,000 likes over on TikTok. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. That all helps with the engagement. It lets people come here. Thank you so much for joining in live and tapping the screen. I appreciate it. There's 186 of us on YouTube right now. So please make sure you go and hit the thumbs up button. It's on the main page. If you want to like all my videos or lives, I would very much appreciate it. If you want to comment, it all helps with the engagement, because when there's engagement, when there's likes, when there's people watching, when there's comments, that all lets YouTube or whichever platform know, oh, maybe others want to watch it, and then they'll show it to other people. And then there'll be more comments and more likes and more watch. So it's all a free way to help me. I would very much appreciate it. If you are an Instagram subscriber, we usually go Instagram live every Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern. But when we have holidays like Father's Day, I assume a lot of y'all, I don't have my father anymore, but I assume a lot of y'all might be out to dinner or hosting dinners, things like that. So we'll probably do it Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern, just to let you know. So kind of make plans for that instead of this Sunday. Have an amazing weekend, and thank you so much. And please keep Tea with Tambo in your prayers. Thank you for that. Lori sent me a heart over on TikTok. I appreciate it. Okay. Bye, TikTok. Bye, Chumpettes.